This is my second video in terms of what we left off on the first one, gang stalking, all that bullshit. This one, I really don't even know where I'm going with this. I have no notes. I'm just kind of like running roughshod and just making it happen. This one is gonna be about the honeypot tactic. I'll explain my situation, what happened to me, how I know that at least one person that I was very close to was involved, and you can take that and apply it to your own life, and if you're being gang stalked or firmly believe you're being gang stalked, maybe it'll help you narrow down somebody that is, in my case, like you thought was your best friend but was your worst enemy, in the terms of like you're feeding the information to the one person that you shouldn't be feeding the information to, if you know what I'm saying. So I guess the only way to start this would be with my situation. My situation would be I got involved with a female that was a 5-year relationship, if you will. Started off just very casual, physical. We had a good connection. I wasn't ready for like a full-on relationship at the beginning of it. That's how it began. Later on, like 3-4 years later, it turned into something a lot deeper. And that's when things started to pick up in terms of shit starting to go wrong, etc., etc., etc. Now, in my personal experience, I feel like she was one that was sent, or I don't know about sent, that's a little extreme, but I mean, she may be at the basis of all of it, or she was just another cog in what's been happening for quite a long time. I don't care to go that deep into it in terms of figuring out where it came from and when it started. It could have been from the beginning of my life, because I could make a case for that, but again, I'm not going to drive myself crazy doing a whole bunch of speculation. So the honeypot, etc., started off very just physical, and I'll make a biblical tie to it later on. Just physical, but there was that emotional connection. I, at the time, was 31, I want to say. She was 18. Again, I don't know anything to be truly true about this girl's existence. Like, her whole backstory, her whole everything could be a complete facade. I just had to come to accept that everything was fake about it. As much as it hurts, like, believe me, this girl tore me the fuck up towards the end. I didn't want to commit because I wasn't ready for a relationship for the first couple of years, and she pursued me hard. She was always like there. She was never bad to me in the beginning, never, like, I mean, she had her moments where she was fucking difficult, if you will, but never how it turned out towards the end. The beginning was, again, very physical. I met up with her at hotels most of the time, because I couldn't go to her house, and going to my house wasn't really on the table either. So it was really kind of off the grid. It was mostly a lot of FaceTime, a lot of text messaging that really didn't pick up until like the second or third year. She was really good. I could say in the early on, like really good to me. Like, she helped me out. She was providing support, or I thought was support. But here's where it gets weird. After shit went south, I read back on all of our text messages, and this is like 3 gigabytes worth of text messages. If you know, that's 5 years worth of text messages. That's a lot of fucking text messages. And I've done it like 3 separate times, and I realized everything that she was saying was like coded. Not coded. That sounds crazy. It was, if you know the word is amphibology. It can have 2 meanings. She was kind of hinting at what was going on. Almost like I was like getting played, like I was a joke. Like not so much a joke, but like there was a game being played. It just happened. Like if I read back on, it. It's been a few months since I've done it. Like, it happens in so much frequency. When I read back on it, it was almost mind-blowing once I like really discovered what the reality, because my reality of the relationship was that this girl was my girlfriend towards like the latter half, like for a couple of years, like girlfriend, like really down for me, and shit just wasn't working out, and I was the one being, acting not okay, and I'm trying to save this relationship, this, that, and the other thing, which fucking shame on me. But once I read back on all those text messages, I see like the holes in everything, and like how everything was hinted towards. Shit. It hurts to talk about, because I mean, it is what it is. You get played. I don't currently think ill of her. I think that she's just doing what she has to do to survive. I don't think that that's what I want to say. Like, I hate using this word, because this is what brings out the weirdos and this is what intensifies shit, but the T word being trafficking. I want to say she's been trafficked since she was 5 years old. I truly believe that. And she's just doing what she had to do. Not saying she didn't love me or she did love me. Either way, what happened to me shouldn't have happened. Regardless, doesn't matter. But I almost think that there was a handler situation involved that she chose her loyalty to. I would have gone to the end of the earth to protect this girl. No fucking shadow of a doubt. Like, I would have gone to the end of the earth to protect this girl. It's sad. So, I don't know, I'm getting a little off topic. So, to relate it to your life, the people that you are closest to might be the ones involved in your demise. And the hardest part for me was I didn't want to fucking believe it. I didn't, she knew things that she shouldn't have known, or hinted at things that she shouldn't have known otherwise. And it's just like, yo, you ain't that good at, nobody's that good at guessing anything. You know what I mean? Not even even if, you can do your investigative nonsense on social media, which I have none of anymore, except for YouTube, essentially. Ain't nobody, gonna be that accurate at guessing things. Not guessing, but, doing your research and, suspecting things. Nah, it happened so many times, it's not funny. I don't know how she had access to the information that she had. It can be done. I know it can be done. I'm pretty tech savvy myself, but not when you don't have the weapons. You're limited in terms of like you're reduced to normal investigative tactics, if you will. But if you have more resources, ain't nothing you can do. So spent like about a year together. This is in 2024. That was like where it started. May of 2024, it started to really get like serious. And the first time she had messaged me out of nowhere asking if I knew something about her mother who had passed. I don't know, again, if this is true. This is in April of 2020. And that's the hook, being a guy. I'm a very protective individual. Like, her mother passed, all that shit. Like, asking if I was a specific person. That's where, and I was just like, she was just a pretty face at that time. This is in 2020. I think I was just trying to get like some pictures of her or whatever. Like, I don't know, fucking, I just thought she was just another girl, whatever. And she hits me up out of nowhere on Facebook, whatever. I didn't know her. Didn't know I wasn't the guy she was looking for. But again, you see it in hindsight as this was the trap. You know what I'm saying? That was the trap. The honeypot. And her whole goal is to gain as much information as possible to relay it to whomever, I don't know whomever. Once I started getting close, after shit fell apart in January 2025, once I started getting like closer to realizing what was going on, seeing that shit wasn't right, shit just got worse, of course. In cycles, like sometimes you come back, sometimes you would. Like, this isn't a normal relationship, don't get me wrong. Like, this isn't just like a normal breakup and shit going, this, that, and the other thing. This isn't just a normal girl just cheating, this, that, and the other thing. Like, I have more documented information than like you could even imagine, just to figure out what the fuck was going on. And come to find out, like, you're being gang stalked after I found that out in like June 6th, as I confirmed it. But I knew it was happening for a couple months at that point. And she's the only tie back into it that I have anyway. And it might be just to fucking disrupt my relationship, if you will, but no. Too much shady shit happened with her in order to fucking disqualify her from the whole situation. So, I guess what I have to, like, again, repeat is that girl that you think is down for you, that dude, if they know shit or they hint at shit, they fucking, they're like, they know something. It's a trap. It's a trap. I don't know how else to explain it to you in terms of, like, I'm not telling you not to trust anybody, but like, this was the one person, like, when I was like first discovering, like, I'm being gangsta, like, the one person I could rely on, like, I felt I could rely on. I can only rely on myself. I know that now. And this, like, I'm feeding the enemy the information, and there's a level of humiliation that they want. It's involved in my work, the city, maybe it's the state, I don't know. I even, like, when I discovered what was happening, I knew I was being fucking chased and followed. They wound up putting me in a mental hospital, quote unquote, for a few days, because you have to, like, voluntarily sign in, whatever. They put you under Section 12, like, my family didn't believe me, this, that, and the other thing. Like, the whole fucking facade. I don't need to get into the details. It's just a matter of I don't even question it anymore because I just know better. But that's the whole deal, is they want to discredit you. They want to put you in, like, the system. Like, you either getting locked up, go into mental hospital, tell you, like, nobody told me I had schizophrenia. They try to say I had, like, a psychosis and a history of drug abuse, which that's not true. Like, that's false fucking, that's false medical records. Like, insane, the level. Like, it's about the system. The system wants you, like, once you can expose, and again with that T word that I mentioned earlier, when you can expose the system, which I have no desire to expose the system, I just want to be left the fuck alone, they fucking target you. The targeting happened before that, but, like, once I started bringing up that T word, like, shit got real. Like, that's the night that fucking, like, I was getting chased, I was getting followed, I was getting fucking, like, I knew what was happening. Here's the thing. That night, I was actually more concerned for her safety, and that's all I cared about that night, opposed to, like, my own safety, things like that. Like, I didn't realize what was happening at that time. The cops were fucking, like, just acting, man. Like, it was crazy. I could share a story on that. I'm not gonna get in. Like, I don't want to fucking, like, defame anybody, discredit anybody, just, like, say anything that's, like, against anybody. But I already know what's happening, and I'm just putting it out, my story, simply just because I see through it, and it's sad that they just try to destroy lives for the system to keep going. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's just for the large ass system to keep going, the funding to keep going. Nobody gives a fuck. I'll be the first one to say, without ego, like, I am a good soul, man. I've done my fair share of dirt. Believe me, dirt. Not against anybody, though. Have I done things against people? I'm sure. But I'm a good soul, man, and I know Christ holds me in favor. And that's all I have to rely on at this point, because they isolate you to the point where, like, he's the only one. It's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. Like, it will be okay. And if I have to walk this earth with nothing, that's my cross to carry, because I know what's happening to me. They're trying to get me out of my job at this point. I have a hearing technically tomorrow, scheduled in less than 24 hours. They're trying to have me like a hearing for my attendance and job performance, all for the bullshit that they're pulling on me. You know what I mean? Like, it's all a game. It's all politics. It's not even politics. It's like, it's literally the system trying to attack you. Which, how does one man fight the system? You don't really. And especially when you don't have the support network. Not saying I don't have a support network. I don't. Not a proper one, anyway. I rely on Christ, and I rely on my own gifts that Christ gave me. And I'm not a stupid dude. Like, I fight back where I can fight back, just simply to protect myself. So the honeypot, back to the honeypot, because I know that was the topic of what we were talking about. Shit went downhill in January 2025, and I'm, like, racking my brain trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Like, suspicions, and, like, even fucking social media. That's why I deleted social media. Like, people posting things. Like, there was one individual, like, who seemed like a fucking page directed directly at me. And again, I'm not that type of guy to be like, oh, this is about me all the time. Like, no. Like, I don't want attention. Like, I know I'm posting something on YouTube, but, like, I don't want attention. That's like, I'm not doing it for attention. That's the thing. Like, if I can help somebody, I can help somebody. Thank Christ. Like, just leave me the fuck alone, kind of thing. But like, there was like one person, and I thought like she was cheating on him with. Well, she might have been cheating on him with, like. But I know like he's one person that was just there to fuck with me, and she hinted at so many fucking things. That's why the reason why she hinted, it could have been one of two things. One, like it could have been like ego, power, control kind of thing, or it could have been like trying to let me know without letting me know as much as she could, kind of thing, just to protect me. I hope it's the latter. I can't say that that's the case, like, because she didn't want to get hurt herself. That's possible, you know. I still keep her in my prayers. Hurts like a motherfucker because I thought I was gonna marry this girl, I was gonna have kids with this girl, this, that, and the other thing, but like, silly me, I guess. If you want me to go further on this topic, I will. Just let me know in the comments, I guess. Like, my first video did way better than I thought it could have ever. Like, I'm not even here for the fucking viewers, subscribers, things like that, but like, it was mind-blowing how many people actually resonated with what I was trying to say. If you have questions, reach out, put it in the comments, this, that, the other thing. If you want like a specific topic, like, I can explain my situation a lot more. I didn't go into too much detail about it because, again, I didn't take notes. I just fucking spit it raw. But I could. I have so much information. It's crazy. Thank you guys for watching, and God bless all of you.